Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Fairy Tail, chapter 368. And this one starts off with Elfman. And it turns out he's not just going to go and attack Fairy Tail stupidly, which is what I kind of assumed he would do. Turns out he has a plan that was given to him by Seda. And he's pretending like he's not actually being controlled, but he's doing a pretty bad job of it. I'm not gonna lie. Right? He tells the others that Lisana got captured, which is true, and he tells them that he wasn't able to get her back, which is true, and all of them believe him except for Kana, and she calls him pathetic for crawling back there without trying to get Lisana back. And Elfman says, well, I lost sight of them, and Kana calls him out on that crap and says, what do you mean you lost sight of them? You can transform into beasts. Like, you can't track them by scent or something like that. Right? And she's getting pretty suspicious of him, which she should be, because he's acting completely differently. He's not like, this isn't his typical personality. The real Elfman would be mad and like slamming his hand against things and saying, I couldn't protect Lisana. This is the second time I failed her. So he would be mad, taking his anger out on something. But he's not. He's just sitting there moping. Like, this is like the way Elfman was as a kid. Like, he's acting completely differently, but no one picks up on that except for Kana for some reason. And she was going to keep interrogating him, but Grace stopped her before she could. And Elfman kind of just takes the opportunity to leave and say he's going to go get some rest. Okay, I mean, pretty big coincidence, but whatever. Yeah, we get a flashback after that. It shows Seda giving him instructions. I have no clue how her ability works. I really do. I thought I did, but now I'm not too sure, because like, does Elfman actually keep his personality? Like, I mean, his personality right now is different, but I mean, we see in the flashback that his desire to not hurt Fairy Tail, that stayed the same. So she can't have full control over him, or else he would just be a mindless puppet and not question her. But he did. So how does her ability work? How does macro work? I need more details about that. Right now, when it comes to her ability, Hiromashima's doing some like Tokyo Ravens crap, where in Tokyo Ravens they'll give you a little bit of information here and there, but they won't actually confirm anything. They just force you to put it all together, and they wait as long as possible to actually confirm things. Like, for instance, in the first half of the anime, the villain is this guy Doman Ashia. And you see this old guy who's really suspicious talking to all these evil-looking guys, and you hear other people talking about how Doman Ashia is this really evil guy, but you're just left to assume that the old suspicious guy is Doman Ashia. They never actually come out and say it for episodes and episodes and episodes, and they finally confirm it. That's what Hiro Mashima is doing right now. Alright, he's waiting and waiting and waiting until then he'll finally confirm it in like 20 weeks or something. I don't know. I just made that up, but that number up, I mean. But I don't know. I just want him to actually just come out and say what Seda's ability is. Alright, I'm getting tired of just guessing. But yeah. After that, I think it's when she brings out the lacrima. Yeah, it's an ether something or another, some type of lacrima where if Elfman puts it in Fairy Tail, which is what he's supposed to be doing, it'll just vaporize the guild completely and everyone in it, because it's apparently 500 times stronger than the Jupiter cannon from back in the Phantom Lord arc. Okay, that thing that it took where Urza was barely able to stop it. Alright, barely. And this thing's 500 times stronger than that. That's ridiculous. Alright, ridiculous. How do they even have something that strong? Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, that's what Elfman's goal is, to put that thing in Fairy Tail and have it explode or something like that. that's the last we see of Elfman for the chapter, though. After that, it's Lisana and Natsu. Lisana's trying to get Natsu's handcuffs off, and Silver ends up showing up and giving Lisana a blanket. That way she can cover herself. But as he's leaving, he says something where, it turns out he knows Natsu too. It's not just Gray. He knows Natsu. But Natsu doesn't know him. Alright, so things are getting interesting now, okay? If Silver were to go in front of Gray, would Gray recognize him? I'm really curious to find out what role Silver has in the pasts of Natsu and Gray. I really am. I'm trying to think of some time where those two. I mean, if he knows both of them, then it has to be after the Ul stuff, where she used Ice Shell and Deliora. It has to be back when both of them were members of Fairy Tail. But who would? It has to. At first I thought, no, is he? Maybe he's like family who stopped by to. I don't know. That's really stupid. Family who stopped by to visit Fairy Tail. Nah, that sounds really stupid. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And like I said before, I forget what Gray's family situation's like. I think I always assume that Deliora killed his family, but maybe not. Maybe not everyone. I don't even remember. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, Silver's still a mystery. He really is. I'll probably do some research on that. Put it down in the comments or in the description or something like that. But yeah, that's it for Silver and Natsu in this chapter. We get a scene of Crawford using his super archive. He's searching through all the wizards / mages in the entire continent trying to find Jamal, which is impressive. I don't think Hibiki could do that. Maybe he could. No, he probably couldn't. That's probably too much. But, well, it doesn't really matter. Who cares about Hibiki? Seriously. But Crawford's doing it. That's what's important. He's searching for Jamal. And we see a scene of Kyoka and something Dariga, something I forgot the dude's name, still torturing Urza. And this is getting hard to watch now, or hard to read. It's like, you just see someone like Urza being in that much pain. Like, it's not something you're used to. She's the type of character who always just overcomes everything. But right now she's just so vulnerable and in pain, and it's just weird to see. It's painful to watch because she's clearly in a ton of pain. Her sensitivity to pain has been multiplied many times already, and Kyoka's doubling it again. So it's hard. It's hard to watch, and I got to give Urza credit because most people at this point would just be saying, I don't know, please stop. Okay, I don't know where Jamal is, please stop. But even at this point, she's still more worried about Mira than herself. So I got to give her some credit for that. That's incredible. Urza is just an incredible character. Her strength is just both mental and physical. It's just incredible. Yeah, hopefully, usually I'm a fan of this kind of thing, but I don't know. It's just hard to watch right now. I think after this is when we see the scene from Jamal. He's getting questioned by Midnight because of the stuff he said last week. The Horacion says just trying to make sense of what he said last week about how he could free them even though they're already free. Like they're just trying to make some sense of what he was talking about. And Zero wakes up. My man Zero shoots one of his green laser beam things through Jamal, which is probably him trying to get revenge for what happened when they were trying to destroy Cat Shelter back then, and Jamal helped Natsu out and helped him get into what's it called? Something Force. Dragon Force? Yeah, I think that's it, Dragon Force. He helped Natsu out, and Natsu was able to beat Zero that way. So it's probably revenge for that, I would assume, because he specifically targeted Jamal. None of the Horacion Seis, the guys who just got done beating up on Brain, Like he targeted Jalal specifically, so it's probably revenge for that. But yeah, he hits Jalal, one of those beams. He just comes down and comes up and smashes him into the ground like Sakura. Like, it's like something Sakura would do. But yeah, and that's how the chapter ends. To get that's the icing on the cake. And Jalal may or may not be dead. If he's dead, then the world is screwed because Face will be in Tartarus' control. Um, if he's not dead, then this would be expected. Merity is probably going to do something. Maybe use her magic to link Jalal's pain with Zero's or something like that. I don't know. Um, I don't think he'll die because this is fairy tale and it's shonen, and I don't think he'll die. I mean, Jalal's an important character in the series, especially when it comes to relationships, like with Urza and Wendy, even though it was um, Mistgun, Mistagon, not Jalal, but still. He's still an important character in the series, and I don't see him dying yet. I don't see how he could die yet. So I think he's going to survive. I don't. He's definitely. He's not going to die. He's not going to die. Um, yeah, that's it for the chapter. Overall, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a good chapter. Hiro's doing this thing that Oda usually does, but he's doing it better than Oda, a lot better. Oda will usually switch back and forth, go from one scene to another, to another, to another, to another, to another, to another, until you just want to like kill yourself. Right? He just does not like staying in one place. All right. And when Oda does it, there's like minimal story progression at best. But when Hiro Mashima does it, stuff actually gets accomplished. We got like 5 or 6 different scenes here, but we got a lot accomplished. Jalal is on his deathbed. More information about Silver, at least more questions. More questions. Elfman / Sela's plan, that's moving along. Crawford found Jalal at the end of the chapter. I mean, Urza's still being tortured. Um, I mean, there was more story progression. He just did it better than Oda does. There was actual progression in the story. So yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And that's it. Yeah. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.